In Picture Speaks, we are going to see a picture, right? As usual, a story. And what are we going to learn from that story, right? And of course, by seeing the sari of mine, you could have guessed what would be the topic, right? Shall we move on to the story now? In Picture Speaks, Mahabali, the grandson of Prahlad, was a strong and learned king who respected knowledge. Once Mahabali was performing a yagna, where a short, young, radiant boy entered the shala. Mahabali, as was the custom, welcomed this radiant youngster and asked him what he wanted. The young boy requested for that much space as he could be measured by 3 footsteps of his. Mahabali agreed at once for his request. But he did not know the guest was none other than Lord Vishnu himself. As the legend goes, no sooner was the 3 footsteps granted, the young Vamana assumed a gigantic form known as Trivikrama, and with the first step of his foot measured the whole earth. Then with the second step of his foot, he measured the whole sky. These 2 steps covered the whole of Mahabali's kingdom, the earth and the sky. Vamana then asked the king as to where he should place his 3rd step. King Mahabali, the grandson of the greatest of the Lord's devotees, Prahlada, joyfully offered his head for the 3rd step in utter devotion and surrender. The Lord, recognizing his attitude of surrender, blessed him and sent him to his kingdom with the promise of making him Indra in the next Manvantara, and that he himself would guard the gates of his kingdom. The Lord, recognizing his attitude of surrender, and blessed him again. Acceding the request of Mahabali's people, Vishnu granted Mahabali permission to return to his kingdom once every year to be in the midst of his people. This day is celebrated as the Onam festival. The legend of this Vamana avatar is Puranic. Its deeper meaning is an expression of a deeper truth, a moral lesson from historical and scientific incidents veiled in the story. Mahabali was a great Ashura king. He was arrogant because he owned all the expanse that he could see on land and was considered invincible. Knowledge and humility help one transcend the ego, which can grow as huge as this earth and sky. Just like Vamana, ego can be conquered in the 3 simple steps. Measure the skies, look up into the sky, and be humbled by the sheer vastness and the multitude of other worlds in the cosmos, and how insignificantly small we are in this cosmos. Place your hand on your head. Realize that in the cycle of births and deaths, not only of living beings, but the cosmos itself, the time span of each of our life is very small, and the role we play in the large picture, the order of cosmos, is even smaller. So we people must not be very proud and egoistic with I, but we should be always surrendered to God to make our life a meaningful one. That we learned on this Puranam and also on this auspicious day of Onam festivity. Thank you. அதாவது 3 அடி மண் கேட்டான் வாமனன் உலகிலே அப்படின்னு ஒரு பாட்டு இருக்கு. அதாவது 1 அடியை மண்ணிலும் 1 அடியை விண்ணிலும் வைத்துவிட்டு 3வது அடி நான் எங்கே வைப்பது அப்படின்னு கேட்கும்போது தான் மகாபலி தன்னுடைய தலையை குனிஞ்சு காமிக்கிறார். அப்பொழுதே அவருடைய அகந்தை நான் எனது அப்படிங்கிறதெல்லாம் ஒளிஞ்சு இறைவனை சரணாகதி அடைஞ்சிருக்காரு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அந்த புராணம் சொல்கிறது. ஸோ இந்த பெரிய பிரபஞ்சத்தில் நம்ம ஒரு சிறு துளி, அவ்வளோதான். நம்மால் எதுவுமே ஆவதில்லை, எல்லாமே இந்த பிரபஞ்சத்தில் நடக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிற விஷயங்கள் நடந்து கொண்டு தான் இருக்கிறது அப்படின்னு நம்ம நினச்சாலே, நான் எனது அப்படிங்கிற அகந்தை ஒழிச்சாலே நம்ம முன்னுக்கு வர முடியும். அது முன்னுக்கு அப்படிங்கிறது நம்ம லைஃப்பில் மெட்டீரியலிஸ்டிக் வேர்ல்டுன்னு நினைக்கிறோம். அதை தாண்டி இறைவனை அடையும் வழியும் அதுதான் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு தான் இந்த கதை. நன்றி.